here, welcome back to my garden. Today I'm going to transplant some radishes in the garden, so keep watching. Hi. So guys, I have these radishes that I started in a propagation tray. I'm going to place them in the garden today. So I'm going to show you how I do it. As you can see, I have more than one per tray. I'm actually going to leave them like that. I'm actually testing to see how many I can plant together for maximum yield. So hopefully they won't get too small. If you crowd them too much, they'll stay small. But hopefully they'll be able to spread a bit and become big enough to be worth it. So first things first, I'm going to move the mulch to expose the soil. So here I don't have a huge layer of mulch on that one. Mostly because everything was already planted when I started mulching, so I think I should be good with that. You see my soil is still moist underneath, that's the reason I have mulch. I also picked a day that is more cloudy, because it's easier for the plants to adjust themselves to their new environment when they're not under a very, very strong sun. So I'm going to start by moving all of that, and I'll show you later what it looks like. Okay, so I moved away all the mulch, as you can see. Now I'm going to start planting the radishes in there. They need to be spaced 2 inches apart. And what that means is, say I have my radish there, I need to have 1 inch in that direction and 1 inch in that direction. That's how much spacing it needs. So it's basically I'm planting them 1 inch apart. I should have enough for the whole bed. I might space them a bit more since I have extra space, but I'll show you in a few minutes. Okay, so the first thing to do is to take out the plants from the propagation tray. You have to be careful because they develop roots and you don't want to damage them, because that will stunt the growth of your plants. So I'm going to remove them very, very gently so that I don't break any of the roots. And hopefully, okay, this looks fine. I'm not sure what that root was. Maybe it was from a previous plant. That one doesn't seem to be going that far down. So now what I'll do is dig a hole in the ground. So I'll start there. Place it in there. Push soil around it. Make sure it's firmly in the ground. You don't want any air pockets. And there you go, this one's ready. So we'll continue with the rest. So about 1 inch. I'll place this one. That. Okay. And so forth. So I'm just eyeballing it at that point. It doesn't need to be extremely accurate. Just give them the space you think they need. So there I had a bit of an issue where the plant fell off from the rest of the soil. So I'll plant them directly in there. Don't want that to happen, but sometimes it does. In that case, just plant them directly, and that should be good. Okay, so I'll continue. Okay, so now that all of that has been done, and you can see they've all been planted. So now I can start watering them. It's very important to water your plants when you transplant them. Otherwise, if your soil is too dry, that will kill your plants. The plants have been watered. I can push back the mulch around the plants to cover the soil around them. In some instances, the mulch can actually help them stand up properly. give them a bit of support. Although you shouldn't be piling mulch too close to your plants. Some of them don't like it that much. It's a big branch. So I try to get them to peek out through the mulch so that they get some sunlight. That's about it. That's how you plant radishes. So one of the things you can do is pre-water your garden before you put your radish in. So you just water the soil. That might make it easier for the soil to hold in place. At the same time, you won't need to water after your radishes have been placed in. So less chance of moving the soil around them. Because at that point, their roots are not established yet, so you might have some of them coming out of the soil. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm just going to plant them in that, and that should be enough. Here you go, that's the finished product. All of the radishes have been planted. Now I'll just have to wait for a few weeks for them to be a decent size, and I'll be able to pick from them again. Now, the thing you might be wondering about is why did I start them in propagation tray? Because radishes are really easy to direct sow. But the reason I did that is because I already had radishes growing in those rows, and I wanted to, have them ready to transplant while the other radishes were getting mature, so that it would reduce the time it takes for them to grow and be ready for harvest. So, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time for more gardening videos. Ciao, guys!